very good afternoon to everyone. Today, the topic for in-house training is effective time management. With the fast-paced lifestyle of today, hardly ever do we have enough time to do all we have to do. Work, home, cooking, cleaning, health supporting activities, training courses, etc. There are lots of works. The number of roles we have to fulfill daily makes us juggle dozens of tasks each day. By following a set of simple rules facilitating our work, it is possible to change our perspective on the routine procedures and to think outside of the box. Good time management can be regarded as a source of key significance for effective functioning of a research organization. We can outline a wide range of issues related to time management. The concept of time management can be applied both to the functioning of an organization, including a research institute, and to our everyday life. Let us discuss about the essentials of time management. Time. The question comes to us that what is time? How to define time? There may be lots of definition for it. Physics says time is what a clock reads. Some physicists define time progression of events from past to the present into the future. Or time is what we measure in minutes, hours, days and years. It is fair to say that there is no single universally accepted definition of time. When reflecting on the nature of time and on how the passage of time affects anyone or everyone and everything, we are bound to see the complexity of the concept of time. Several pages of Aristotle's Physics are dedicated to time. Time is the quantity of motion relative to before and after. Thus, time is not perceived as motion but as the quantitative aspect of motion. So, what is time? The question lies again here, what is time? If no one asks, then I know. If someone asks, I don't know how to explain. But I am adamant that if things were not passing away, there would be no past. If things were not happening, there would be no present. And if things did not exist, there would be no present. According to St. Augustine, it is not time that flows, but it is things that flow in time. Time never stands still. The present moment flows from the future to the past so rapidly that it can have no substantial existence whatsoever. Planning is about manipulating time by molding it according to our likes and wants. Planning gives us a sense of control over our life. Although there are only 24 hours in a day, each hour may be used differently. Time is an individual matter which might or might not depend on us, but is also connected in a specific way with a given place or a situation in which we might have found ourselves. Time management gives sequence and logic to future events, whose source lies in a skillful and rational using of the present moment. So, we should think that what should be the effective time management. As we know that effective time management is the key to improve the quality of life. Neither time nor lost opportunities can be regained, but we can make a good use of present and future time. This can be achieved by skillful self-management in time, or in other words, by creating the possibility to fulfill one's responsibilities better and quicker. Actually, time management isn't the question of choice. All of us manage time, but only sensible people wish to master this skill and use it effectively. Effective time management depends on two factors: planning work and focusing on details. If we look closely into what we spend our time on, then decide our priorities and plan the work to do step by step, we are bound to increase our efficiency. Good work organization is of utmost importance as it creates conditions conducive to effective time management. To use time more effectively, and more creatively, it is necessary to gradually change our habits and set priorities on our activities. Effective time management. Effective time management requires planning and organizing one's activities so that they lead to the achievement of one's goals in the shortest possible time. Now the question is that how to organize ourselves better. The following tips are bound to make our work easier and less stressful. I am going to discuss the 4 rules of good self-organization. The first one is develop the habit of keeping things in order. Without order, there is no personal efficiency. You can significantly improve your efficiency by simple cleaning and organizing your workplace. Order has a calming effect and helps to control your life and environment. Anytime you manage to sort out an issue, whether it's in your work or private life, you are bound to feel pleasure and satisfaction. A clean office and a neat desk make you work better. You feel satisfied after you have made order in your bag, briefcase or house. You feel energized and motivated to work. The second one is try to look at yourself objectively through the eyes of others. A thinker, Brian Tracy, suggests doing a short exercise. Get away from your desk for a moment and ask yourself the question, what kind of person works here? Just make a question for yourself at your workplace for a while. What kind of person works here? Does the content of one's bag say anything about its owner? Look at your vehicle, look around your house, your background. Look into your wardrobe and ask yourself the question, what kind of person lives here? Would you commission this person a job to do? In a series of interviews with high executives, maximum number of the responses said they would not promote a person whose desk or workplace was in a permanent disorder. Even though such a person may work efficiently and well, she or he is still perceived as disorganized and as someone who cannot be trusted with responsible tasks. So, don't let other people think of you this way. So, we should try to make our image as a responsible and ordered person. The third one is don't use excuses. Many people who work in mesh use excuses such as, I know where things are, but research into work efficiency has proved such claims false. People who say they know where a given document is actually use up a lot of energy on remembering various details instead of investing it in the work they have to do. When we work in a place which is neat, well organized and clean, our efficiency naturally improves. The fourth one is work at a neat desk. Your desk is a reflection of the state of your mind. If you are disorganized and distracted, your environment will reflect it. Many time management experts believe that every sheet of paper on your desk is a decision that needs to be taken. When you have learned to work at an empty desk, your efficiency will increase. Having more space, you are going to feel less anxiety because you don't have to keep your eyes on all this stuff that reminds you of the things that must be dealt with. More space helps to concentrate better. Now, We should also think that how to deal with time thieves. That means we should notice that how our time is lost or stolen. When we are interrupted at work, it is usually by someone we work with or our boss or a colleague. We can be interrupted by a phone, email or a person. If someone interrupts you at work, stand up. In this situation, the interrupter is less likely to sit down. Make him or herself comfortable and embark on a lengthy conversation. Your standing position signals that you are ready to move on and is a clear indication that your time is not unlimited. By this way, you can save your time or unnecessary waste of your time. One of the most troublesome work distractors is participation in meetings that we don't need to participate in. So, what to do then? A simple way is start refusing to take part in meetings you don't have to participate in. If you are working on something important, even a single brief break caused by someone's interruption may break your work rhythm. If we don't try to limit the unplanned breaks from work, we risk being less efficient, more stressed and having to face the same problem again and again. Self-confidence and positive attitude are mental habits that can be trained. Time management involves a wide spectrum of issues. The principles of effective time management are applicable to all scientific and research organizations. Good time management brings benefits for you as well as for your family and your friends. Human time is a limited and valuable resource, and it is of vital importance to use in a way that gives pleasure and satisfaction. It is a well-known truism that people who complain about lack of time the most are also the same people who waste the most time. We should treat our time as well as that of our colleagues and friends as a valuable but limited resources. Successful people have one characteristic in common: the ability to manage their time wisely. They are capable of striking a happy balance between the competing demands put on their time by work, family, friends, and personal interests. In a simple way, we can say that we are ourselves responsible for learning self-management and time management in particular. Effective time management requires planning and organizing one's activities so that they lead to the achievement of one's goals in the shortest possible time. Peter Drucker expressed the opinion that taking action without planning is the cause of every failure. Life's biggest achievements, such as starting up own business or completing a profitable project or even going on holiday, turn out to be the result of careful planning. If we try to predict the consequences of our actions, we act more effectively. Thinking out and planning your actions are very useful exercises in cultivating self-discipline. Calling people on the phone is a quick way to communicate. Plus, it ensures privacy. When using the phone, it is good to remember a handful of time-saving tips, such as save phone numbers. If a person calls you on your mobile and you might want to contact this person again in the future, save the number. This helps save precious minutes which otherwise could be lost looking for a number. The second way may be don't beat about it. After the conversation opening how are you should proceed to explain why you are calling. Finish the call with I am glad we have discussed it. Thank you and say goodbye. The third one is stand up. Stand up when you make a phone call. As a result, your phone calls will be shorter and more energetic. And always leave a message. When you hear the voice mail signal, leave the message. Repeated attempts to get through to someone are a waste of time. When you call, introduce yourself. Leave a brief and clear message explaining why you have called. In case you are able to answer the phone at a particular time, say when. Introduce yourself again. Give your phone number slowly, repeat it and say thank you. By defining your goals, identifying and eliminating time wasters, overcoming procrastination tendencies, using time management techniques and systematic control, you will be able to make a better use of your time. Good planning is the basis for rational time management. We should use our time in the best possible way. Each person has the capacity to mold their own future. It's up to us what our life is going to look like. Time travels are possible in science fiction movies only. In the film It can be argued that the difference between average and highly effective people comes down to the ability to organize their work well by the latter. A distinctive quality to highly effective and financially successful people is perfect personal and professional organization. Project time management. Project time management is about using knowledge, skills, tools and techniques to perform project activities in order to meet the project requirements. So, project is a temporary activity undertaken to provide a unique service or product or to achieve a unique result. Project management involves the processes of project initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, quality control and completion. Project management involves the following stages. The first one is defining project requirements, setting clear and attainable goals, striking the right balance between conflicting requirements concerning the quality, scope, schedule and cost of a project, adjusting project requirements, plans and approaches to differing interests and expectations of stakeholders. Project managers need to consider the so-called triple constraint by the scope, time and cost of the project in managing often conflicting project requirements. Any business activity requires the ability to overcome negative attitudes. Project time management involves processes needed to timely complete a project, including activity definition, defining and describing project activities, activities sequencing, that is determining and describing logical relations between project activities, activity resource estimating, that is determining what resources, that may be human resource, equipment or materials, and in what quantities will be required to execute project activities. Then activity duration estimating. This process uses information on the scope of work within particular activities, types of resources required and estimated quantities of resources. Schedule development, determining start and finish dates of project activities, and then schedule control. Project processes impact one another as well as the processes in other knowledge areas. A project process might require the employment of one person or a team depending on project requirements. Let us summarize. Time management is a wide spectrum of issues. The principles of effective time management are applicable to all scientific and research organizations. Good time management brings benefits for us as well as for our family and our friends. Human time is a limited and valuable resource, and it is of what importance to use it in a way that gives pleasure and satisfaction. It is a well-known truism that people always complain about the lack of time, and the reality is that we are unable to manage our time. Only those people complain who does nothing or who waste their time. Successful people have one characteristic, that is the ability to manage their time wisely. They are capable of striking a happy balance between the competing demands put on their time by work, family, friends, and personal interests. We ourselves are responsible for learning self-management and time management in particular. These skills will enable us to do more work using less energy, concentrate on matters that are urgent and important rather than just avoid stressful situations